and thank you for joining me for Scrappy Sunday. My name is Sharon Rogers, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Wells, Maine. And for the past 7 weeks, this will make week 8, I have been showing you one of the projects from Stampin' Up's album retreat that they released a few months ago now. And I'm doing the projects as Stampin' Up! Designed them. I'm not making really any changes unless it's by accident. So I thought those of you who may not have received the album kit might enjoy watching the project being put together and get some ideas for your own layouts. And it's not too late to get this kit because it is still available, but only while supplies last. You can head on over to my online store if you would like to purchase it. But let's go ahead and get cracking on project number 8, which is August. Unlike the previous 7 projects, our base pages are not made of white willow. They are made of light Lost Lagoon. So this is two-tone cardstock, so it's a little bit thinner. One side is dark, one side is light. We want to be using the light for our pages. Then we have a few more pieces in here. We have a 1 3/4 by 12 inch Darling Duckling grid. Whoops, that's this one. And that's going to go on our right page. And we have 2 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 Darling Duckling grids. Oops, that's not it. Oh, sorry, light Darling Duckling, not grid. So we want this, and those are both going to go on the left. We have a 1 3/4 inch by 12 inch peach pie cardstock. Let's see, that's this one right here. And because it doesn't say light or dark, we're going to use the darker side. So we want the dark side up. And then we have Pretty Peacock cardstock, and that peach pie is going on the right. The Pretty Peacock is 1 3/4 by 12 inches. And we are also using the dark side there. So we want the dark side up. That's going on the right. We have Pumpkin Pie cardstock, 1 3/4 by 12. And again, dark side is going to be facing up. And then we have a 11 1/4 by 11 1/4. Oops, not this one. We have which one did I miss? I missed the 1 3/4 by 12. No, what's this one? Oh, I had 2 of, no? What's this one? Peach pie. I seem to have an extra piece here of something. All right, well, I don't know what it goes to, but we'll save it. Darling Duckling grid. Hold on, 2 light yeah, 2 of those. A peach pie, Pretty Pumpkin. All right, I don't know what this one goes to, but my directions don't say it. So we're going to set it aside. And then we're going to need an 11 1/4 by 11 1/4 embossed resist sunburst cardstock, and that is in a different packet. That is right here. 11 1/4 by 11 1/4. Just slightly smaller than the Lost Lagoon, and that's going to go on our left side. We're also going to need our photo placeholders here, and I need 2 4x4s. So let's see if I can find those. Those are right here. So I need 2 4x4s, and they are going to go on my right-hand page, like that. And 2 3x4s. Let's see, where are my 3x4s? 2 3x4s. Here we go. We have 2 3x4s, and they're going to go on the left side. And there are 7 3x3s, and they're going on the right. So 7 is a lot, and you might be thinking, how are you going to fit those all on? But you know, it's going to be flip-flaps. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. That takes the rest of them. All right. And we will need some flip-flaps too. But before I get to my flip-flaps, which I'll need 2 of, I'm going to need my August title. So I might as well pop that out. So let's get August out here. There we go. And then I'm going to need this specialty piece. So let's take this part off outside. Okay. And then we have this half a circle here. I'm going to be trimming something off of that. Oops, let me get my piece out of the way here. And then we have a bunch of these little circles. We might as well punch those out as well. It's going to be a very colorful kind of fall colors. Colorful and geometric spread. Okay, one last thing I'll need to do is take this inside piece out so that we have this full circle exposed. That one is going to go on the left side. The half circle is going to go on the right side. We just need a few more pieces here. Let me see here. Let's figure out what we need. So 2 of these circles, and you can see they're labeled on the back. That's how I knew they were Project 8. 2 of these circles go on the left. 1 will go on the right. And of these pretty peacock ones, there are more somewhere. I must need to punch out some more. There's going to be, let's find the other circles. Where are my other circles? Oh, here they are, and you can see they've got the labels on the back. So I might as well just pop them all out if I see them. So Project 8, and Project 8, 8. There's another one that's Project 8. Lots of circles on this one. Project 8. Project 8. There's a little some kind of something. That's Project 8. Got another one right here. So these are our numbers. So there's 1, there's 4. It's another circle that we're going to be using. Here's the number 2. And the number 3. I'm a little careful ripping it out. Don't want to tear it. And number 5. And I think that might be everything. Everything else looks like it's for another project. See a couple things that say Project 2. Oh, they were already punched out though. Project 2s. All right. So this one, oops, it's twisting it. Let's see. Here we go. Here's my number 5. So as I mentioned, let's see, we need some of these other circles here. So let's bring them in. We need a big white one. And we need, actually, I think it's one light one and one darker one. We need these guys over here. We need this one and this one on the left. We need the little peach ones over here. I think I need one of these over here too. Let's see. I think I need the lighter one over on the right hand side. And I know I need this one on the right hand side and this one. And the larger of these two. So the larger of these two look like it goes like this. And then one of my darling ducklings. And my other darling duckling. So one of these has a circle that goes there. This darling duckling goes over here, and this one goes over here. I think I've got them all sorted out now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There should be 5 over here. Oop, I've got an extra one somewhere. This one goes over here. All right. Got them all sorted out now. I think we can get started. And one more thing we need are 2 cloud pieces. So we'll bring those in. All right. Now let's do some altering of pieces. All right, I know that this piece has to go on the right-hand side because the photo shows that it goes there, but the directions don't say it, but this piece is just like all the rest, 1 3/4 by 12. All right, we're gonna take our half circle and we're gonna trim 1/4 of an inch from the flat side. So we'll make sure that we're on our 1/4 of an inch mark here. And fortunately, there's a line that goes up. So we will put this whole thing on that line. And that way we know we'll be cutting off 1/4 of an inch. There we go. We don't need that little scrap. So that is done. And that stays on the right-hand side. Using the blending brush, we're going to bring in pumpkin pie. And we're going to do a few things to a bunch of our supplies. Let me move some of this out of the way just so they don't get in the way. We're going to start with this left-hand side and the Emboss Resist cardstock. We're going to apply the pumpkin pie ink to this, and then remember, because the shiny parts resist, the ink sits on top. So what you'll have to do is wipe that off afterwards. Let me bring in a blending brush, and my pumpkin pie pad is right here. And this is getting covered up, or quite a bit of it's getting covered up. So the outside edges are getting covered up. And I noticed I have this little thing here, so I'm going to put that at the bottom because I know that we're going to have a bunch of circles here at the bottom covering that boo-boo up, the little tear up. So you can see I'm going to blend most of this stuff, but I don't really have to worry about the 4 corners and about 1 inch down from the top and up from the bottom. So as always, you want to take a little piece of scrap, and let's see if I can get one here. Take that first color off, and then you're just simply going to blend the ink on. Remember, I don't have to really worry about the corners and about 1 inch down from the top and bottom because that's going to get covered up anyway. Now we need a soft cloth to take off the ink that's laying on the top. You can see that it takes off a little bit, and that would rub off onto your page protector or some of your other things if you didn't buff this off. That's why we want to buff it off. All right. That's good. Now we're going to take we're going to do the same process, and there is a half circle piece. And if you look at the image here, the half circle has these lines. That's where the journaling goes. So we're going to make 5 stripes, basically. Let's find our half circle piece. We'll bring back in our pumpkin pie and our scrap. And I thought I would probably go ahead and start with just the middle. So if I just do where number 3 is going to go, here's my number 3 stripe. Here's my number 4 stripe. And here's my number 5 stripe. And of course we need our number 2 and our number 1. And we can journal right in there. And if when you're journaling you find you need a little bit extra, just add some more. All right. I think I still need this though, so let's bring in some more things to do with it. All right, we've got the half circle done. Now we're going to apply it to the cloud pieces. So they were just around here somewhere. Let's see if I can find them. They're right here. I'm going to apply them to the cloud pieces, and I think I've already got enough on here. So let's go ahead and just kind of put it around the edges. This gives them a little bit of color, coordinates them with the page. All right. There we go, and our clouds are done. All right, now we're going to take the pumpkin pie to the large Darling Duckling pre-cut piece. Large Darling Duckling pre-cut piece. And we're going to do the blending brush technique in the middle of that, and then stamp Love This in Tuxedo Black over it. So it's one-sided, so this is the side we're going to add the color to. And then we're going to stamp Love This on top. So if I bring in my stamps in the month by month set, here is Love This. It's right here. I'm going to get a block out. Oh, that's way too big. Let's use a block that's closer in size to what we need. Love this. Ooh, that was really inky. You know, I kind of thought it might be, but that's all right. It's mine. It's not perfect. It's mine. Do I love this? No. What could I do? I could, because I do have two-tone cardstock, I could just cut a circle of the same size out and redo it. But you know what? I think it's going to be fine. You can still read that says Love This. So we're gonna call it good. All right. Now we're going to stamp the plus sign border in pumpkin pie ink on the large pumpkin pie piece. So there are several large pieces of pumpkin pie. And I'm going to take one and stamp my plus signs. Now my plus signs are right here. So I just grab those. We've used them before on projects. And we are going to do some repeated stamping. Let me take these pieces that I've already worked on. me take them out of the way so they don't get bothered. All right. I do need a scrap piece in here though, because I'm going to be stamping off the end. And what we're going to do is we're just going to add in, there's a cat hair on my pumpkin pie piece. It's driving me nuts. So I'm going to just try to stagger this a little bit. There we go. Just like that. And one more. Okay. So now I have what was a flat piece all decorated and it looks much cooler. All right, we're going to set that one aside too. Stamp the heart border in pumpkin pie ink on the large white willow piece. The large white willow circle is what they're talking about. This piece right here. So I'm going to take the heart border, which is this one right here. We'll clean this stamp. So even though it's a border stamp, don't feel like you have to use things according to their name. Although this would make a lovely border on a card, on a Valentine's card, wouldn't it? All right, so we're going to take the heart border in pumpkin pie ink. And we're just going to repeatedly stamp that down there, just like we did on the other one. All right, so we'll start in the middle and keep going. Just develop a little bit of a pattern here. See if I can get a little bit at the bottom. There we go. It's okay if you get off a little bit in your spacing. You'll be able to see that theirs was as well. And again, if you don't like it, you can go ahead and recut another circle and redo it. I'm going to get that hair off. There we go. Got the hair off. Now we're going to stamp the burst. Well, it's still in pumpkin pie. I guess I don't need to put it away, but we do need to put this stamp away. Make sure we get some of that ink off the edges, which we just did. Now we're going to stamp the large burst. The large burst. Oh, the burst, not the large burst yet. We're just going to stamp the burst. So remember, if you've forgotten, let's see, which I have forgotten, I'm going to go to this page and I'm going to look for burst. There's the burst. It's really just like a little, it's like a linear star. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera. So we're going to put the large burst. That's right. It's like an asterisk. That's what it is. Not like one. It is one. Okay. We're going to stamp the burst in pumpkin pie on a large pre-cut piece. And we're going to kind of fill that up as well. So, and I'm doing it on the burst on large pumpkin pie. So this. So we're going to stamp here. Oh, look at that. You know what though? Good news. If I look at my sample, half of this is hidden. So that's okay that I have the block edges there. I wasn't being careful. I was tipping my stamp. Probably because I didn't even have this centered. Rookie mistake, rookie mistake. All right, let's take my large burst now. I'm going to take my large burst and put that on a large pumpkin pie pre-cut piece. So I think we have one more large pumpkin pie pre-cut piece. Let's take my little burst and we're going to stamp that right on there. Here we go. The burst is on there. The burst bursted. We're going to stamp the large burst on the medium peach pie piece. So if I look, I have two peach pie pieces, so I'm going to take the medium one. I'm going to stamp the burst on there. Ta-da! All right. And then we're going to stamp the cloud in pumpkin pie ink on the coordinating white willow pre-cut piece. I'm going to stamp the cloud. So there's a cloud outline right here. That's what they want me to do. I'm going to put that on the cloud. Let's put this back. We're going to bring in our clouds. And I need to see how this stamps. I need to be able to line it up. So the bigger pieces are on the top, the smaller ones are on the bottom. I think for this it's going to be easier without my scrap paper. And we're just going to do something that looks like that. And I'm going to do that. Oh, that one came out really nicely. Love it. Let's see, are we doing, oh, now we get to switch to Darling Duckling. And get your fingers in it. That's not a good idea. All right. So we're going to switch to Darling Duckling and we're going to stamp the open star. So we need to find the open star. Put our little cloud back. And the open star is right here near the cloud. We're going to stamp the open star in Darling Duckling on the medium Darling Duckling piece. Ooh, that is a mouthful. Let's see. I gotta find all my. I might as well bring all my other circles out so we can see what we're talking about. We're just gonna load it up with stars. There we go. Again, I got a little edge there. That's going to be hidden. I should probably slow down when I'm stamping. That's going to be the trick. Lots of prep work on this particular spread. But after that, it should go pretty quickly. Now I want to do a solid flower in Darling Duckling on the light Darling Duckling cardstock. Well, first of all, let's find out what the solid flower is. Solid flower. Solid flower looks just like that. So let's find that in our stamp set. I think my sample has actually done it wrong. I think it's used a plus sign. And we want to use a flower. Here's my flower. Looks pretty much like a plus sign. It's just a little bit different. So we're going to stamp that on our light Darling Duckling piece. That's that piece that I thought was extra, but it's not. So on the light side, I'm going to stamp it all over it. Again, I need my scrap paper. And this is going to get I'm going to do most of it, which means that I'm going to probably make a mess. I'm just going to do my flowers 3 down and then in the middle of each of those. And then 3 down. I slipped. Oh, I see I got a little bit on my edge. The problem is that I don't really look at my ink pad when I go to ink up. So I think if I were a little bit more careful and did that, I would put it down in the ink a little bit straighter. There we go. And clean this. Right. Forgot to move some of my stamped pieces out of the way. All right, now stamp the striped border in Lost Lagoon on the Lost Lagoon circle pre-cut piece. So we got to get out our Lost Lagoon. And we're going to bring in our striped piece, which is right here. Might as well put our flower back. Let's see. The flower goes on the other one, right over here, up by the cloud. There we go. It's my striped piece. We're going to put that on the Lost Lagoon circle. Again, just sort of filling it up. I'll start in the center. And then we'll just try to make parallel lines in stripes next to it. All right, now we're going to stamp the paint splatter in Tuxedo Black on the small pretty peacock. So here's the small pretty peacock, and we're going to do paint splatter. So the paint splatter is the one that looks like this. So let me find paint splatter. It's going to be right up here. Yep, right there. So we're doing the paint splatter on this, and we're going to do this paint splatter in Memento. All right, and I'm just going to fill up that whole thing. It's funny how it almost looks like it's Lost Lagoon on there. But nope, it's black. Okay, filled that piece up. Clean our stamp and put it away. And we're going to stamp the solid star. And if we look for the solid star, that's going to be this one right here, which is the itty bitty one. We're going to do that one in Tuxedo Black on the medium piece, pretty peacock piece. So there's the medium. We're just going to fill that one up. Okay. Set that one aside. And then the plus sign border again. Let's put this one back. And the plus sign border in Tuxedo Black on the light pretty peacock strip. So we're just going to make it on the top border. Light Pretty Peacock. That's right here. So this is the light, this is the dark, this is the light. And I'm going to do the plus sign border right across the top here. Now, if you mess up, don't be afraid to go ahead and use the other side and just use the dark side. It's going to coordinate because it's just a variation of tone of the color. It's not a variation of the color itself. Oops, that last little bit got a little bit low, but it's all right. Most of it won't even show anyways. All right. And adhere photos to the mats. So we have these two mats that are 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. I'm going to just temporarily adhere my photo placeholders. And I need to, the photo mats, the mats have to be, they are the light Darling Duckling. So they go on the light side. Let's bring in some mini glue dots. Leftover paper pumpkin glue dots. I love that paper pumpkin gives you way more than you need. Just in case you make a mistake or you like to use more adhesive, but also because you can use it on other projects. So that's going to go right here. And that's going to go right here. And now we have finished the prep part. All right, time to assemble. Let's start with the left page. We're going to use the light Lost Lagoon as our base page, and then we're going to adhere this to the center, this starburst piece to the center. Use your favorite adhesive. Mine is the liquid glue. All right, let's see. Get that centered as best I can. That looks pretty good right there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to adhere that white willow large circle pre-cut overlay, which means the hole, over the starburst using Stampin' Dimensionals. So we're going to put this up on Stampin' Dimensionals. Let me get my dimensionals out here. And let's see. This has Project 8 written on one side, so that's definitely the back. We're going to want to use plenty of dimensionals here because this is fairly thin cardstock. Is there such a thing as using too many dimensionals? Some people will say no. I'll say probably. And I'm about reaching that point because I'm getting tired. Let's see, right up there. Now we should have one in the corner. Okay, now we got to take off all these little bits and pieces. So I'm going to start at the Project 8 and let's make our way around. Look at that handful. All right. Now we're just going to try to adhere that. We'll center that. Don't stick yet. Don't stick yet. I don't want you to stick yet. All right. Whew. Okay, so it's the same size really as the starburst. So we probably want to, with that in mind, put it down. There we go. And there we go. So now it's down there. And then we want to take our August and we're going to apply that. So where's my little August here? Got all my circles. Get those out. And August, this is right over here. That's going to go right up here near the top, center top. Apply that with adhesive too. Glue is the best for this. All right. All right. Now I turn this over. And let's just put that about right there, I think. Is that straight? That looks pretty straight. Here's August. Now we're going to add the prepared pre-cut pieces, so the circles, using dimensionals to adhere some of them. So I'm just going to do it the way they showed it. So I'm going to, let me kind of arrange these, how they go. So I can see this one's in the back. And then it's over here. And then this one. And this one. This one. And stitched blue one right here. Hearts. And oop, I'm missing a piece. Hold on. I'm missing the burst ones. Here's the burst one. Okay, and the burst one's going to have to get hidden on like that because I had some boo-boos on it. Same thing here. Gonna do that. This is all down like this. And my splatter, it's gonna go here. And then this is gonna go here. And this. And I'm missing one little darling duckling circle. Let's see if I can find it. I'm going to start with the ones that appear to be most underneath. So that would be this one. And it looks like it kind of just goes, oh, it's right around here somewhere. And then this one goes on top of that. Just a hair. And then this one will go down. But it goes on this one, which goes on this one. So we'll just do this. This one I'm going to put up on dimensionals, especially since it's got some words on it. Oh, I should take a couple up here. Okay, so love this is going to sneak right underneath there. All right, now we can put those down, and this one will come in here. And let's see, where's my other? Oop, I just put my finger in it. That was kind of silly. We've got that. Let me wipe off my fingers a little bit. We're gonna do something that looks like this. And then I think we'll put this one up last up on dimensionals, but that's about where it's gonna go. And I'm gonna put adhesive on the backs of these, and then I'm gonna just kind of put some of them down. So I know this one's gonna go definitely just down. So that's gonna go about this right here. And then we're gonna put the yellow piece. Yellow piece comes up a little bit. And then the stars. Doesn't matter, you can really order it however you want, but I do like their layout, so I'm going to use it. I'll put this one in here. Let's cover up that piece right there. So we'll do something that looks like that. And then this will go up on dimensionals, and we might as well put this one up on dimensionals. And let's have that kind of go up over there. Oh, I'm missing one. I'm missing this one right here. That's gotta sneak in right here somewhere. And then we'll put this up on dimensionals. It's a larger circle, so to keep it balanced, I like to do a triangle in my dimensionals. Let's put those right, going straight up and down just like that. So there we go. We have our stuff. Now we're gonna just put on the clouds and we'll put on our photos. So we're going to add our prepared photos using Stampin' Dimensionals to do one of them. So one's in front of the other a little bit. So they're going to go kind of like this. It's underneath like that a little bit. And then, oops, where's the other one? This one will kind of come over here. Let's move it over a little bit. Okay. And then this one's going to cover up just the edge a little bit of the other one. So when I'm putting dimensionals here, I want to make sure that I'm not putting it where it's going to touch this photo. I mean, we can put one there and then just wait and see what's going to be in that picture. And once I put it in, then I can take the back off. But let's do this right here. This should come up. I'm going to come under this a little bit. I think that'll look good. And then this one gets the dimensionals. And remember, I don't want to put my dimensionals everywhere here because I don't want it to get attached to the other photo because the other photo is not there yet. So I'm just going to kind of place my fingers, and this is going to be where my dimensionals go on the other side. That'll be good. And we'll be able to just sneak off these photo placeholders and sneak a photo in. So let's just see, just something like that, I think. So there are my photos. Yeah, that's my left page. All right, for my right page, I'm going to bring in that other Light Lost Lagoon page, and I'm going to bring in my strips. So I need five strips, And we're going to go ahead and kind of place them where they go. So this one goes on the top, and then we've got the grid, and then we've got the peach, and this one, and then this one. Okay, so it's going to go sort of like this. Let's adhere them. This first one is supposed to go an inch down from the top. And it goes edge to edge. So I can bring in my ruler. And if I go an inch down, top is an inch down right there. And there we go. Just check to make sure it's an inch on the other side. And it is. So there's that one. Then it looks like I leave maybe about a half an inch for the next one. I can see in the photo that they're using some linen thread over the tops of some of these. So I can expect to use that at some point. There's that one. And then about the same distance, again, I'm going to have I need the peach pie, but I need the dark side. So I'm going to put the adhesive on the light side. Again, about that half an inch or so. And then this one with the border goes up at the, oh no, this one doesn't have a border. And I'm supposed to use the pumpkin pie dark side, so we'll put adhesive on this side. Again, same thing. There you go. And then the last piece is going to go right about here. So it's again the same distance between these, which makes a wider distance right down here. So dangerous, me going so fast with the glue on top of my other project. I must have good confidence in myself. I do not. I should not. Speaking as somebody who has done things like pick up a glued piece with our fingers earlier. Pick it up by the glue, basically. All right, so there we have that. Now we are going to adhere our 4x4 photos. Oh wait, I need to adhere some DSP too. Let's see. I guess I can. Oh, this was the DSP that they were talking about. So I'm going to adhere my 4x4 photo placeholders. Let's see. My 4x4s. There's one and there's two. And these aren't going to be matted at all. It's like these stripes are. It's matte. So let's go ahead and just put a couple of glue dots down in the middle. I put down two so it doesn't wiggle. It kind of stays fairly straight. All right, take these off. And I have to go roughly a quarter of an inch in, so not very far in. And it looks like I am it's supposed to be about there, I think. And then this one we'll leave just about a quarter of an inch. This isn't straight. Oh, that's because it shifts a little bit. I'm going to put a third one on there. How about that? That should keep it from shifting. That's good. Let's put a put that one on here. And that's about good right there, I think. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in my white linen thread. And these are going to be the lines that connect my journaling to my photos. So it's kind of like matching them up. So my photos are going to go over here, right? But I need that string here. If I bring in my circle and kind of make that even top and bottom there, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a string. My number 1 photo is going to be with my flip-flaps. Here's my number 2, my number 3, 4, and 5. So we just need some bits of this string. So number 1 is fairly short. Number 2 will be a little bit longer. Number 3 is going to go, number 3 is really going to be mostly hidden because it butts right up against this. You don't even probably need that one. Number 4 is this one over here. And number 5 is going to be another fairly short one. So we'll be doing something like that. All right. So now we can use some dimensionals to tack these down. Now I'm not adhering this yet, right? But I'm going to bring in this sort of so it goes right along with this journaling piece right here. And again, my flip-flop's going to be right here. You can put this down with a glue dot. You can use a dimensional. Let's use a dimensional here. And we will anchor. Oops. I don't want to take one. Don't take your dimensional toppings off yet. Let me set this aside here for just a second. Make sure that that's going to be hidden. Yep, it is. And then we will do the same thing here with number 2. Remember, these are just photo placeholders, so we put them down with regular glue dots, but we can put them down in the, when we really get to that, we can put them down with dimensionals. Let's fast forward to this, through this a little bit. In our flip-flops, these are where our other pictures go. This one is not going to be on, this is not going to get a flip-flop. You do want to have your circle in here again, because you want to make sure that, you know, your photos aren't going to cover up any potential journaling or numbers. We're going to have a flip-flop up top here, and we're going to have one in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and put my 3x3 in here. Now you don't have to use, we are going to be using 7 photos, but you don't have to use 7 of these little photo placeholders, because I can see this one on both sides. I will be using one underneath. So this is where you get 1, 2, 3 photos, or a photo and more journaling And then same thing here, 1, 2, and we'll have a third one under here. And then we'll have our fourth one. So it's kind of tight in here. So you're really going, your flip flap fits really nicely right in there. So let's go ahead and adhere these. I'm going to take these out. Now I've got this so that it opens in the back. So when I'm filling it, I just flip it up and I put the photos in. You could have it on the front, but I think it keeps it more protected in the back. So here is this. And let's try to get it so that our photo is in line with the top of the Darling Duckling. Make that, okay. So I have that down there. And if I want to know where this goes, remember this is just a temporary placeholder. So we'll put a couple of these on here. And if I line that up, and flap it down, that's where it's going to go. Okay, and again, we'll put some dimensionals on there, but there's no need in wasting dimensionals. And you see I don't have it perfectly straight, but if I line this up with the top, I know it will be. And so there we go. And then this next one, maybe I do the bottom one first, because I want to line the bottom one up with the bottom here. So we'll come in, and you can see that there's maybe 1/8 of an inch between the white here and the white here. So you want about the same thing down here. Again, we'll just put on some temporary adhesive. This is just a single photo. I mean, you could have made it a flip-flap as well. Or you could take the middle one and bring it down so that this one is the flip-flap and not the one above it. Okay, just trying to get them lined up there. And then this one's going to split the middle. All right, so got that lined up like that. This one's going to just go halfway in between the top one and the bottom one. Here's my opening, so I want the opening down, and then I can peel off this. Those are sticky. I've got it folded over, and let's just see where halfway is. That looks pretty good right there. It's a little crooked. Let's see. I think I can. Yeah. If you get it early enough, you can just readjust it so that it's a little bit straighter. There you go. And so this is where our flip flap is. Whoops. It's in upside down. I am going to put this in here. There we go. We want to get a temporary placement right down here. And again, we'll just line these up. Let's see, I want to make sure that it's all the way down to the bottom. Okay. And we'll line that up. And place that down. If you want, you can make the bottom one just a little bit smaller, and that way nobody will it will definitely not show through. But honestly, part of having it show through is it prompts people to flip the flap, if you will. All right, now I think we're ready to put this guy down. So we're going to need a few more dimensionals. And when it comes to journaling, it's better if you journal before you put this on. But of course, I don't have my photos, so I'm not going to be able to do that. So I'll just be careful when I'm writing because it's going to be bumpy. And you know, another tip that I hope I remember to type in this earlier, like when I was doing the open circle, you don't have to take all the backings off the dimensionals. I mean, I just did, but you don't have to because just a few will get it stuck down and the rest are doing their job just keeping it up. All right, and I think these are close enough to the edge that I don't have to put any more on. So I think that's going to be good. So there we have that piece right there. Get rid of that dimensional backing. So we'll need to journal, and then we need our numbers. Okay, so I have my other pieces in here now, and we can adhere some of the numbers. We'll use our liquid glue. So one is going to go up here, and it's going to be partially off. So I just want to make sure that I don't put it on the glue on the top. So we'll just do that, right like that. And then 2. And the 2 is mostly on. There we go. 3. I'll make sure that 3 is on there. Let's see. Right, totally on there. Flip flap's not going to cover it at all. And then our 4, again, mostly on. Okay, now our 5, we have to do our circles down here first. So let's take some of our circles, and if I arrange them like I did before, I can see that we've got this one, and then this one, and this, and this, and this is going to get the number 5. It's going to go right up on the top there. I'm going to move this over just a little bit, I think. Let's kind of arrange it. Give myself a little bit more room so that I can journal. And then we'll have our 5 right there. All right. And again, remember, that's not a lot of journaling room right there, but you can also, well, I guess I can't journal under here because that's not a flip flap. Probably in hindsight, I would have been better off making my flip flap down here. Oh well. Didn't do it, so can't do it now. Let's go ahead and put these in here using some basic adhesive, and just like on the other page, we're going to pop some of them up with dimensionals. Here's that. I find it so helpful that they put the number of the project that these die cuts go on. I just think that is, I mean, I don't usually look at the back very often, but when I do, it makes me happy. Oh, I could have put that one up on dimensionals. Oh well. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Here we have our number 5. This one we're going to put up on dimensionals. That's going to go right there. And we're going to find our number 5. I'm going to put this one on. I've got a little excess glue on there. It'll dry clear. Here we go. Number 5. Now we just need to put on some of our decorative dots. So somehow it didn't catch me putting on my decorative dots. I put 2 down here by the 5, and then I put 2 over here and balanced that out with 2 up here. And then I forgot that I had added my clouds. And so when I was adding my clouds, I put the back one down with regular adhesive. And then this one is just going over the top. I've just put a dimensional on the very top back of this cloud so that this photo, I'll be able to remove this and replace a photo in there, and there's no adhesive right under it. So it's not getting in the way of putting in that on. All right, now it's time to bring in our July. So this was the right side of our July. So the left side of August goes in that page protector. And then for this next one, remember we have flip-flaps. So we're going to have to cut our page protector. This one goes with the holes on the left because it is the right spread. I put this all the way in. Want to make sure it's all the way in. What we're going to do is we will take a ruler and a pencil. So I want to get a pencil out, and I need my ruler. Okay, here we are. I found it. And let's see, don't really need the pencil part of it because that's just another piece to have to deal with afterwards. I'm going to take this and just kind of mark where the corner is. If you want to use your the lead and you can see it a little bit better, that's fine. But those are the corners, and then I'm just going to draw a line. And I'm pressing hard enough so I can see that's where I'm going to want to cut. Then I'm going to do the same thing over here. Like here is the corner of my flip-flaps. And I'm going to cut right at the top of those. All right. So now remember, take this out. You don't want to cut with that in, and you need a piece of chipboard or something, and then you can take a craft knife, or you can take your paper snips, let's see. I don't, at the moment, know where my paper snips are. So I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool and put my hobby blade on there. We're going to use that. So you want to get in the light just right so you can see where your corner is, which is right there. And just draw right along that line. Make sure you're pressing hard enough to cut. All right, and I've got it cut. That's good. And then we're going to come down to this one. Now I've got some cut marks in this already, so I want to move it so that I'm not confusing the cut marks that I see with the line that I've drawn with my pencil, leadless pencil. So I'm going to go here to here. Ooh, that's not straight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just go a little bit, do it again. It's see-through, so it is a little forgiving. And so now I have this, and if you've got, like, I have this little strip right here because I cut wider than I went off track. I'm just gonna cut that off. Again, it's clear. It's not going to be a big deal. Let's put my page back in. And as I'm putting it back in, now I don't need to put it through, but I'm going to show you that it works. You kind of feed it through as you are putting your page in. And then I'm going to put this one through as well. I'm going to put them through both at the same time. And then we've got this. And so we have our flip-flops that we can lift while our page is being protected. And that is August. Thank you so much for watching again. I hope you have gleaned some ideas from watching me put together this project. And for instance, making your own designer series paper out of some simple border stamps or single image stamps. It really is a way to stretch your supplies and get the most out of them. Now, you may be wondering where I am. I am at the campground. Normally, I am in my stamp room creating these videos, but I forgot to film the open and the close of this. So here I am, and you might hear some background noise because there is a noisy boat on the lake. Now, next week, I will not be coming to you with the September project from the Album Retreat Kit. I'm going to take a little bit of a break for my 12 Sundays of Christmas. So for the next 12 Sundays, we'll be learning how to make bags and boxes, all sorts of treat holders and gift card holders. So I hope you will join me. That's going to be at 3 p.m. each Sunday afternoon. We'll see you then.